Welcome. Welcome to my very first video on my YouTube. I'm really excited to share my Notion template with you guys. If you don't know who I am Hannah, and basically a few weeks ago I posted a video on TikTok about how I was doing a preparation series for 2 weeks up until January 1st, which is today, to basically share my experience preparing and getting ready for the 75 Hard Challenge. If you don't know what the 75 Hard Challenge is, it's a 75-day challenge with basically a goal of gaining mental and physical toughness, and it has 5 main rules that you can follow, which is a daily progress video, 2 workouts a day, one of them has to be inside, one of them has to be outside, and they have to be 45 minutes. Drink a gallon of water, follow a regimented diet with no alcohol, and read 10 pages of an entrepreneurial book a day, or nonfiction book a day. So I wanted to do this challenge, but I also wanted to make it a bit my own and work on my own mental toughness in a broader sense. So I added 5 more rules to it, which basically when I posted it on TikTok, a lot of people resonated with that. And since then, we've grown such a huge community, such an amazing community. And a lot of us are starting today. Some of us are not starting today, but either way, it's been so incredible to kind of learn everybody's experiences and how they're making this challenge their own. So my 5 additional rules are 5 minutes of meditation a day, a daily journal, so usually 1 page of writing every morning, just to like help my mental growth and like put everything out on the table, daily financial maintenance, and I think that's it. I think that's my main thing. So daily financial maintenance is the last one, which is basically just checking on all of my like how I'm spending, if I'm overspending, and just keeping track for the next 75 days of my purchases so that I'm like on point for the new year and focusing on my goals. So essentially, since then, we are now kind of it's called the Afterglow community, and on Discord we have the Afterglow Club, where there's over 1,300 of us right now who are all doing the challenge together in our own ways. People have made it their own in such amazing ways to battle their own things that they're experiencing in their life, and just seeing like that kind of like the way that people are putting themselves first, focusing on themselves for the year of 2022. It's so amazing and inspiring. So if you are doing the challenge yourself, it's going to be a great way to stay motivated. We're doing check-ins, workouts, and seminars all together. So if you want to be a part of it, join the link in bio, and yeah, I hope to see you there. So what you can be expecting from me on this account is weekly updates on how my challenge is going. So kind of showing you guys what I'm eating, how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, as well as just like general productivity things. So for example, today we're just going to be going through my Notion, which if you've seen it on TikTok, there's certain elements to it that are a bit complicated. So hopefully my breakdown today makes things a bit more manageable for you. This is my first draft of Notion, right? So I'm hoping that over time, as I continue to use it and you guys continue to use it, I'm going to make it a bit more suited to me. You're going to do the same. So this is just a starting point that I hope helps you. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I would love it if you comment and let me know how your challenge is going, if you're doing it, or just how you're using your Notion. It would be amazing to see what you guys are up to. And yeah, throw me a subscribe if you like this video. My content right now is very like technical because we're going over Notion, but I hope that you will resonate a bit with my 75 hard updates, and I look forward to growing with you. And welcome to the Afterglow Club. I'm really excited to have you here, and yeah, let's get it. Okay, so to start, we're just going to start in my copyable dashboard. This is my one-stop shop if I want to access everything in my Notion dashboard. So basically, everything that you see here is easily accessed by clicking any of these. It's the same thing, they're just linked in different places. So in my copyable dashboard, you'll notice some areas that are in italics. Those are just different ways that I'm kind of helping you along with my dashboard, where you can like replace things to make them yours, because I've added in, like, for example, my temperature, like my weather in my playlist. So we're just going to go down here first and like understand the whole main dashboard first. I just want to go through with you like changing a playlist, for example. So if we hover over this and we kind of like click it, you'll see these options come up. We're going to press the triple dots and we're going to press replace. Basically, then we're going to go into Spotify and we're going to choose the playlist we want. We're going to press the three dots here, go to share, press embed playlist. This is going to pop up and then we are going to copy it. We're going to exit out of this, come back to Notion, and we're just going to paste it. This is the same playlist that I'm pasting, so I'm not going to press embed because it'll just show up again. And when it does load, it will be probably a bit longer than you want it to, but you can change the width and the length of the playlist by dragging up and down, and you see these little lines come up. Same with the weather. We're just going to hop over to indify.co. We're going to open our browser. I've opened the widget. If you go to indify.co, make a free account, you can get this widget for free. So I'm in Toronto right now, so I'm going to change this to Toronto. It's going to pop up. And then it's the same thing. This will load. We're going to copy this. We're going to go over here, hover over, press the three dots, press replace, and then we're going to paste, and we will get to Toronto weather. Same with the playlist. Whenever you upload a new one, the sizing will be kind of off, so just drag it out and it will show up the way you want it. At the end of this dashboard, we have the week ahead. So for me, this is what I use to outline like bigger tasks or bigger things that I have coming up in my week. So these are not daily things that I'm doing, for example. These are like bigger things that are happening maybe once a week, maybe once a month, but that I need to keep in mind for upcoming week. So for example, say I only check my emails once a week, which I don't. This is just a random example. Then I'm going to put that here. If I have anything like appointments, anything like big reports that are due, I'm basically going to put those here. I like to put weekly reoccurring tasks here. So for example, every Sunday I plan the week ahead. So that's basically what I would do here. I would put Sunday plan next week, and then whenever I'm done, I'm just going to check that off, and it's going to be done for the week. So that's how I use my week ahead. It's really not for daily things. You can definitely use it that way if you want to, but for me, I'm just doing it for bigger things that I should probably keep in mind of that I can reference going into the week. If you use this, I just wanted to reference all the original templates that I grabbed my inspiration from to put this all together. So I just have that with all the links at the bottom here. So back to the top. Now we're going to go through each of these segments, and I'm just going to show you how they all correspond. Just to reiterate, pressing this, it's the same as pressing this. So for example, if I go back to the dashboard and I want to access marketing content, I'm just going to press that here as well. So either way, it's quick and easy access, up to you. If you don't like having these up all the time, you can just like go to the dashboard and collapse it, and then you can click everything from that main dashboard. So this is my content planner. This is where I plan everything for my marketing and my lifestyle TikTok. I have 2 TikToks. I haven't really gotten into my marketing TikTok much yet, but this is what I'm using to help me plan my ideas, set different statuses for them, and then also put all of my like admin work on it. So like what's the words going to be on the title screen? What's the caption going to be? What are the hashtags? Also, it's where I'm tracking like posting time and posting date. So it's been really helpful for that. So what I'm showing you here is my work in progress view, which means that I'm only seeing things that haven't been published yet. These are things that I've either scheduled and filming or I have the idea for. So when you scroll here, we're just going to look, this is my idea. It's basically a rough like concept in a few words of what I want the video to be about. Status here, if you click here, you can put any of the above for where you're at with this video. Then on-screen TikTok headline, this is what I want to, the first thing either on the cover or when somebody watches the video, is the first words that I want them to see on the screen. Caption, and then hashtags are here. So basically, whenever I'm going in to make a TikTok, I can literally write all of these way ahead of time and just copy and paste when I'm ready to draft or publish a video. Then this is just a regular calendar situation, so I have it sorted by status and date, publish date, so it will all rank based on the date. And then I just manually input the time. I do this to go back and look at my top performing posting time so that I can see what got the most engagement, what got the most views, so that I can start narrowing down when my best time to post is. So that's basically what this looks like. I just want to show you the whip view versus the all videos view, which is now we can see things that are published. So whenever I change something here, if I want to look back on what like the hashtag was or when I posted it, I can just go to all videos. And then if I want to see only things that haven't been published, I can go to work in progress. If I only want to see ideas, I can do this. Or the calendar view, I can just easily open it up here and see, we're in January now, but if we went back to December, see when things were being scheduled for. So that's that. I do have a sponsor section here. I have 0 sponsors, but you know, we're manifesting. It's 2022, so we're all about this energy and getting sponsors, and yeah, so that's why this is here, and hopefully it helps anybody who maybe already does have sponsors or who is also on the same journey as me. Just really quickly want to run through lifestyle content. Pretty much the same idea here. The only thing that I've changed here is that I've added TikTok, Instagram, like basically what the platform is, because for my lifestyle content, I can post that across more of a variety of channels. And I just want to go through how we're going to add like a new drop-down section. If you want to do anything, customize these, change them. Say you want to keep it as Instagram, but you want the color to change. We're going to change that to a light brown. That's how we can do that. Say I want to add YouTube. I'm going to go create YouTube. It's going to pop up here. I can change the text to whatever I want. I can change the color. Say I want it to be red like shorts. That's how I have that. And now if I want to remove anything, I can just go like that and it's ready to go. Same with the marketing. I have all the same aspects, so I can only see work in progress things where I haven't published anything yet, and I just find that super helpful. Something that I want to note is that you can use these to plan your content. Like each idea is a page, so you'll see it all here, and then I use this as a note section. So these are all of the people that I want to talk about in my content related to at-home workouts. These are the links that I found, and I can put them all really neatly in this one area, this one page for my workout content, where I'm going to be posting like at-home workout resources. Same thing here, 2022, sponsors are coming to us. Keep this part here, and hopefully you can start filling it in soon. Next, we're going to get into daily tasks. This is personally one of my most used and my favorite areas. I'm going to hop over to daily tasks in my personal dashboard just because this one obviously hasn't been filled out for a while because it's just a duplicate one, which is the last one I made was a few weeks ago. So here we are for daily tasks. How this one works, and what I really suggest you do, is like you keep one daily template at the top. You never delete that, and you never like use it as a day. It's only ever going to be duplicate situation. This template is from Pickup Limes, who I love her. She's a food blogger. She had some extra parts here. I removed them because I felt like they didn't serve me for the ways that I go through my day. But this is basically the gist of like the daily task section. The way that it's structured has really helped me, as someone who's really bad at prioritizing, get through my tasks for the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this daily template. We're going to look at, for me, I just need thoughts here. So I would usually jot down like, oh, figure out a YouTube video, just random things that I don't want to forget while I'm making my tasks. Then we're going to go to task type, and this is where I would suggest that in the daily template, this is where you update whatever is relevant to you. These are 3 sections that I think are relevant to me. But the reason I say update them here in this daily template is that when you start duplicating it, you're going to want to make sure that it's all aligned so that you're not retyping the different categories each time. So it is now January. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we are going to duplicate this. Now we have it up here. I'm going to type in January. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to duplicate this daily template, drag it down underneath to January when it loads, if it loads. There we go. Drag it down here, and then we are going to update the date. 2022. Then we're just going to highlight it, and we're going to get all of these options for styling. I'm going to bold it, and then I'm going to drop it down. So here I am, I have my empty task list. Usually what I would do, I do this either the night before or the very first thing when I wake up in the morning. I just start writing all of my tasks. So I'll be like, make a Notion YouTube video. Think of 3 new marketing videos. So then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, basically I would just go through, do all of your dumps for your ideas of what you might need to do that day. Go to the task type, for example, this is lifestyle, this is marketing. and then I'm going to set a priority. This is where I find this template super helpful in changing, like life changing, is the one task concept. It's about choosing what the most important thing is to you that day that you must accomplish. So for me, getting this YouTube video filmed today is super important, and I'm going to make sure that I get it filmed by from 9 to 11 o'clock. And as long as I get this done, honestly, it's like, good job, dude. You did it. It's one task that's significantly going to help you progress through your week, through your day, whatever it is. Then I would go through and start labeling like, oh, maybe this is a priority 2 for me. I don't really need it done today. If I could get it done today, that's great. And then P3s are really just like, if you get a chance and you've gotten through the one task, the P2s, and you kind of feel like doing this other task, it's there for you, but it's something that can be moved on till tomorrow. Whenever I'm done a task, I just go through and check it off because we know that feels great. And in my next day, depending on how much I accomplished in that day, if I checked everything off, I'll just go and duplicate this one again. If I didn't check a lot off, say like these weren't duplicated and these weren't checked off and this one was, I would duplicate this one. I would just delete the ones that were checked off by highlighting it and pressing delete. And then I would refocus my day to make those work. So that's basically how the thought section works. Oh, nice. Now onto the habit tracker. I'm still just going to stay on mine so that you guys can see what I'm doing for the challenge, the 75 hard challenge, which is how this all started. This is another template that I just found from Notion that I pulled into my main dashboard. We are looking at all the days here, and then all of my things that I need to check off to accomplish this challenge are just going to be here. Something I want to address is obviously I have one active rest day a week for my challenge, so I'm not going to be checking this one off daily. I'm only going to check it off on like the one day of the week that I'm taking an active rest day. So one thing I want to show you here is it automatically like categorizes and syncs based on the date. So when you say it's February, and by the way, every Sunday I will just like add the next week of the days. So the Sunday I would add like the rest of the week, but I've already done it here, for example. So say it's like a Monday in February, we're just going to go here. Let's see what the first Monday in February is, the 7th. It will automatically categorize into the next month up here. So you can see now that it's populated here. And when January is over, I can just collapse this and focus on February. So I think that's really neat and a really fun way to have it all sorted because you can still see what your progress was throughout January without like having everything take too much space. So that's how this one works. Now we're going to go back to the copyable dashboard where I've put a lot of kind of references to this main section, which is arguably the most complicated or confusing part of the dashboard, and it's a part that took me a really long time to kind of like figure out. This is another Notion template that I found that I've just kind of like updated to fit my needs. Essentially with this goals section, it's kind of, the reason that it's complicated at first is just because you kind of do it backwards. You don't start at the top, you start at the bottom if you're setting goals. And I've left like literally, these are all of my goals. I've left them here in the template for you guys so you can have a good idea of like what my goals are. But we're going to make a few together and just figure out kind of how it works so that it all makes sense. So we are starting here at the goals section. This part, I really recommend maybe starting handwritten or on a different document where you can just like brain dump everything that you're feeling might be a goal for you. These are things that are actual goals. Like what are you actually trying to achieve with this statement that you're making? I like to make them SMART goals because it will just automatically help you throughout the rest of this process in putting them here. SMART goals are things that are specific and usually they have a time-based like end to them or some kind of reoccurring thing that makes it achievable. And it's like just a bit more of a realistic task. So really think about where this task or this goal fits in your life and how you can achieve it. So here you can just see what I would recommend doing is if this was a blank slate, I would just fill in all of the goals here and not look at anything else. Put every single goal that you're thinking of doing and plug it in here. So for me, that could be practice driving once a week, go on a camping trip 2 times by the end of summer, read a book a month by June, like be debt free by the end of the year. So these are things that I'm just like spamming into this goal section here. Then I'm going to go and categorize it. This is just to help me for the next step later on, but I also just like to have if you categorize or put pillars to your goals, it's a lot easier to figure out like, oh, in the health and wellness department, what do I think I need to improve on? In my finance area, what could I be doing better? So this is just for the brainstorming process, but I like to assign what type of goal I'm working on for myself here. Projects and next steps are going to be later on, and these are going to automatically filter based on how you move up when you're moving up in this template, so you don't have to put anything in this area. And then monthly and quarterly, I did this based on when I think that this is going to take place during, or just when I think that the end is going to be for this goal. So this is just manual, and it's really just for your own reference. The last thing I do is I start to put priorities, but I would do this at the very end of the process because you won't really know what, for some of them you may. So for example, I know that for me in January 22, this isn't like a major priority for me right now because I want to achieve this by the end of the summer. So I'm going to deprioritize it. And then when I'm ready to either come back to it or start working on it, I'm going to put it as a to-do or in progress. So that's the first part of this whole situation. Then we are going to go up to projects. A project is, think of it as an umbrella that is going to encompass all of your goals. These are things that you're ultimately working to achieve on the larger, broader scale. So for example, I want to work on a new website once a week, and I want to release one new interview on my website once a week. I see that as the bigger goal of like finishing and running my website. I want to make extra money each month. I want to be debt-free by the end of the year. Those are bigger things that are leading towards my own financial health, my own financial stability. If I want to be spending less time on my phone, practicing yoga, reading more books, those are things that I'm considering self-care. And it goes on and on. So essentially, I would think of each of these bigger, broader things that are encompassing your goals. So what is a combination of your goals that we just worked on here? What are those going to ultimately lead into and mean for you in a bigger sense? So same here, the only thing we're going to be entering is what the project title actually is, what your status is for it, and when you think it's going to be taking place or finishing. This part is where I think things get a lot easier. You don't need to rewrite your goals or remember them. You can literally, when you click on this section, it's already tailored and matched to all the goals that you just wrote. So for example, if I want to I'm just putting a random one from everything else. Here, this page is already ranking for me, and I don't have to rewrite all of my goals. They're already here for me. So we're going to make a goal together in a bit, but I just wanted to show you that. And at the same rate, when you enter a goal here, the project gets filtered into that last chart that we just looked at. So I think that will make sense at the end when we look at everything. The final, in my opinion, the most important part of goal setting are next actions. So these are really specific things that you're going to do to help you reach those goals. These are things that are actionable, and they're things that can be a bit more time-based. So for example, I'm saying put 5% of income into my savings for the first quarter of the year. And then I'm saying put 10% of income into my savings for the next quarter of the year. And then each quarter, I'm going to slowly work towards 20%. So these are just these are all my actions. This is where I would say putting the months that you want to achieve them in is really helpful because, for example, now that it's January, I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to only filter for January actions, and I'm going to see oh, these are things that I need to achieve or do. These are specific tasks that I need to do to make a difference towards my goals, my bigger projects that I'm working on, things like that. So after you make your list of specific things that you can do. So for example, I want a diet with no added sugar. To do that, I need to be prepared and I need to meal plan every Thursday night. By doing that, I'm working towards my larger goal of the 75 hard challenge and in living a healthier life. So same here with the actions. When we write an action, we're not going to rewrite our goals again. We're just going to click in and we're going to type whatever is relevant. And if there's anything that comes up there related to it, you're just going to click on it and add it to it, and the next step will automatically filter into that goal. So at this point, let's just make a random thing to go through together. We're at the bottom here. We're going to make a new to-do. Say that I want to run a 5K by June. I'm going to put this in health and fitness. I think that's where it goes for me. And I'm going to just do quarterly actually for this one. I'm going to put Q1 and Q2. Oh shit. Oh. And Q2. So here we are, and then we're not going to leave this section. We're going to leave it empty for a bit, and then we're going to just come back over here and we're going to put it as a to-do. Then we're going to scroll up, and I believe that this falls into my 75 hard challenge because this is a fitness and growth challenge. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put run. Like I'm just going to try filtering for that. And there it is, run a 5K by June. And now it is automatically added into this section. Now when we scroll back to that goal, we see that it's automatically updated here. Finally, I'm going to put an actionable task that I can actually achieve this goal by, like doing. So I'm going to say run 30 minutes a day. And then we're going to go back to this goal and we're going to click run a 5K. Now, when we scroll all the way back down here, we are going to see that this task, this next step, is automatically filtering under there. So it's just a nice way to keep track of everything. What I recommend that you do, the best way to use this is to every month, at the end of each month or the first of the month, so January 1st today, I'm going to go through these things that I've set, and I'm going to be like reminding myself, okay, these are things that I need to do. I'm going to start switching things on, so I'm already doing this. This is in progress. This is in progress. I haven't started this yet, so it's still to do for me. So there's things that you just need to remind yourself that you're doing these, because if it's at the top of your mind, you're going to be more likely to achieve it. I haven't really delved into needing these very much yet. You can play around with them. It has to do with when your quarterly and monthly note downs were in the conception of your goals. So just use that if you think is relevant. There is a weekly section here, which I've set up like the first part of the month for. I kind of like it. It's an interesting prompt. I don't really know if I'm going to use it yet, but what did I accomplish this week? Where did I fall short this week? I think it's good to kind of know how you're doing because like days go by so fast, weeks go by so fast. So keeping in touch with like where you think you're doing well and where you think you could do better is really strong. And then this is just another like a little overview of what you're supposed to do in the month. So I think that's kind of nice. Up to you if you want to use it or not, but it's there for you if you do. Kind of getting to that was like the biggest meat of the Notion template, I would say, and now getting into the final part, I would say this is like an easier way to kind of go about your day. Every Thursday when I meal prep, I will either come review this or I will add new recipes to this section so that I can go and find whatever I want whenever I want. So when I add a new recipe, I just open this page, which you do by pressing plus at the bottom of this table. I name it and then I put the link to it, and then I also copy like all the instructions that I need, just because then if I'm doing groceries, I can like really easily make a list of what I need for those ingredients. Then giving it a tag is really important because, and these all came with it, so it should be pretty easy to add new ones. If like, for example, I think I added like meal prep or things like that, so things that I think are really easy to meal prep. When you have this, you can then just like look at like by category. So if you want only desserts, everything will rank here. And I just think it's an easier way to figure out what you want. You can also add your own categories. So if you want to add a view, say you want to, let's add a table, and this is going to be dinners. In this table, we're going to use a sorting property or like a sorting condition, a filter condition to only see things that are ranked as a dinner. So we're going to add a filter, and we are going to say the tag contains dinner. And now when we're on this property, we're only going to see things that are ranking for dinner. And then when we want to go back to our whole list, we can just come back up to view all, and there we have it. If you want to bring dinner up to an easier place to access for you, you can just grab the 6 dots, drag it up, and there you go. So that's a really easy way to sort your recipes. The meal plan is a really basic one. This is just where I drag, like, I need a visual reminder of what I want to eat throughout the week so that I can prepare how I'm going to cook things. Um, so I usually just plug in like every single thing that I'll eat for breakfast. Obviously, nothing's perfect. I don't always stick to it, but having some kind of guideline is better than nothing. So you don't have to think about it. It's just ready for you. Same with lunches, dinners, and snacks. The snack one I find especially important to do because if I don't have an idea of like healthy or quick and easy snacks that I can make, I will like gravitate towards things that don't make me feel good. So I recommend using this to just stay a little bit more organized and like have an overview of your week. So I would typically fill this in whenever I'm doing my meal prep or after I go grocery shopping based on what I was able to get. The reading list and the podcast list are the same, so I'll keep it pretty simple, but you can click into here, open it, and you can change like any kind of topics that you need to change about the book. You can add a URL if you want. You can add the cover if you have a picture of it. And then here you can just kind of set the status of it. And then the biggest part about this is just seeing the different views. So books to read, these are things that I haven't read yet. Books to finish, or books that are finished. And the progress. So that's just looking at it in a chart view and just seeing how that looks so that you kind of know where you're at, which is kind of cool. Podcast list is the same. I just thought that they were useful if you want to have that type of thing. Personally, I don't think I'm going to use the podcast one. I thought I would use it at first when I made this, obviously, but upon like organizing my podcast, I think I'm just going to use Spotify playlists to organize episodes that I want to listen to. But if this works for you and you think it's helpful, just like do the same thing, but for your podcast. So enter the podcast name, the cover if you want, and then kind of put where you're at with your listening progress to it. You can also use this as a way to jot down notes about your learnings. So you can just put learnings. And a lot of, especially with podcasts, I find they have a lot of like external resources. If you want to go to the show notes after and copy and paste the links here that you want to remember, that's a really good way to keep track of what you're learning in your podcast. Finally, we are going to go to workouts. These are a list of resources that I have found and made for you guys to use if you want a no equipment, no jumping, or like easy free workouts, especially since a lot of us are back in lockdown now and gyms are closed. This is a great way to kind of keep like your eye on the prize and not lose motivation, because if you have your workouts planned ahead, it's a lot easier to get them done. Finally, we're just going to pop in over here to, if it lets me, I have to go to mine. We're going to go to the workout planner. In this workout planner, it's a really simple one. Once again, I like to plan my workouts. So today is Saturday, the first of the challenge. I did a 45-minute workout or walk outside, and then I'm going to do Rachel's like 50-minute hit. And then I've just linked the Instagram live that will pop up here, and then I can easily just do my workout. And I think that having a rough idea of what you want to do in the week is super helpful, because then, like I said, if you have to think about it in the moment and you're not motivated, you're not going to do it. So set yourself up for success by kind of having a rough idea of what you want to do. No one's holding you to this. Like at the end of the day, if you change your mind, you want to do a different workout, like do that. But at least you have something to fall back on. That is pretty much it for my Notion overview. I hope this helps. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you want to hear from me or want me to update. I think that this is a work in progress. I'm going to be updating and working on this Notion for a long time. I will say that it's been so helpful for me, especially the content categories, the habit tracker, the goals, and the daily tasks. I've never had something this structured for me, so I hope that it helps you as well. Let me know in the comments how you've been using your Notion, and yeah, I'm so excited to start this journey with you. See you guys next time.